your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. I know it's hard to think when your crib's overcrowded. You keep wearing hand-me-downs. The girls in your dickies is thick. Your shoes is iced out, and you need some new kicks. Your best friends is moving the bricks. They ain't going to class, they ain't thinking about shit. Your mom running the household, your daddy in the bar. He ain't seeing you no more, he only 15 minutes away. This shit crazy. He used to love you, but he turned gay. This shit happens every day in the black hood. We trying to think, trying to keep our mind level. Stay away from the devil. Mama taking the kids to church now. Trying to stay away from the hood devil. But it keep being tempting. I mean it and I meant it. I'm going through war in my brain. I feel sorry for the next years, for the next generation. We still trying to step here. My mama felt a bump on the breast there, so we struggle when we muscle through here. It's just trying to be legal. We got hit with something that was kind of lethal. They telling us we black and we not equal, and we some different type of people, but we the same. But who's to blame? They come to look for us like our name Saddam Hussein. And my man got framed. They found coke in his hood, and it ain't all good. Five blocks like Mayor Good. Back to the hood, and I'm thinking again. This some deep shit. This for my youngins. Just don't give up. If you can look up, you can get up. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same.
Life will never be the same. Heart full of pain. My nigga got slain and got me going insane. Trying to deal with something that we can't change. You was my young boy, stood about 6'4". Died before your time over sister's war. Now my heart goes out to your mom and the rest of the fam as we try to move on the best that we can. I was your boyfriend, and even when we broke up, the situation got a nigga choked up. This just the day we was blowing smoke up in a boom boom room. When Lemons, Dave, and Shiz playing Mad No 6. Polo was the shirt, Air Force One was the kicks. This is for my young boy Kareem Al Murray from 1-6. My young boy was the shit, and then I dedicate this here hit to my
young boy. I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same. Young boy, I don't
Episode 26 for Filoosh Talk. Dame in the building.
What's going on? You already know it's in the building.
Special guest, introduce yourself.
It's Crystal. My name is Crystal. Thanks for having me, guys.
No doubt.
No doubt, no doubt. We're going to have a good show today. Like I said, it's episode 26, man. We tapped in. Everybody tapping into the live comment. We're going to have a good show tonight, man. What's going on in sports, though, this week, man? What's going on, man? Definitely the Sixers doing their thing, man. And B came back last week. You know, like a 3-4 game winning streak. Maxey had 52 the other night. I think they play tonight. I definitely going to catch a game after this, you know. But the Sixers ready for the playoffs, man. That's what it's all about.
That's what's up. I haven't been really watching too much of sports.
Yeah.
Like that, man. Between work and this and other shit. I ain't really get a chance to look at nothing, tap into nothing yet, but
Major
fights.
Fights.
Yeah. But other than that, nothing else.
But major shout out to Dawn Stelly too, man. She won another chip. Hometown girl, Temple, North Philly, you know, Dobbins native. Major shout out, you know, she won another college chips with the women. But you know, what's going on in the news this week, man? What's going on? A lot going on in music.
Got
What's
quite a
going
few
on?
things, man. I wanted to tap into the Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake beef. You know what I mean? That's been going. We was excited for a nice little rap beef, finally a solid rap beef with two intellectuals as well as rappers. And J. Cole done apologized, man. He done said sorry. He don't want no smoke.
I like J. Cole over Kendrick though, man. That's like my real opinion, man. That's just me.
I like both of them, so I can't really
No, I'm not sure who's
I
better.
don't think he called it off on a lyrical tip, man. I think it was something else.
No, I think he's on a higher path. He feels like he's on a higher path. I just had this conversation with Riz earlier about the beef and how J. Cole essentially backed down. He's on a higher path, man. He choose not to participate in the fuckery, man. Like he said he's a fan of Kendrick.
I like Kendrick.
I like Kendrick
I'm
too.
team Kendrick all day.
Kendrick high. He spit his bars. He said, fuck the big three. Nigga, it's just big me. You know what I mean? You let him know what's up.
But see, I think J. Cole realized it's not probably really a good time to have no brothers beefing about no silly stuff or people that take it the wrong way with everything going on out here. I think he just took a step back. You know what I mean?
Motherfuckers love confrontation. And, everybody was hyped for the beef. And I think it would have been a pretty solid battle. Like I said, they're two intellectuals. They're very smart men. You know what I mean? So lyrically, it would have been definitely a good thing to watch.
My thing is, why can't it just be a collab? Why do we have to be beef? Why can't it just be two entertainers coming together, making money, and being great in what they do? It's like, our community crave for that. It's like it don't sell if it ain't drama. Like, and it's unnecessary because when you look around, everybody else could come together and make money together and share the platform, but we can't. So, like, why are y'all, like, disappointed that he bowed out or, surprised that he bowed out? Why can't it just be music? Sometimes we need to step back and take our emotions out of it and let artists be artists and stop drawing our own conclusion and making our own scenarios, and then, we can make money.
I think you're absolutely right. I do think that most people were mad. I know I was upset because we got two lyrical individuals. It almost reminds me of how good rap beefs was, like back in the day with the Hit 'Em Up and Who Shot You and shit like that. You know what I mean? That good rap beef that we was there for, except for this one wasn't a violent one, which was also a good thing. So that's another reason why people are trying to understand why he bowed out. It wasn't like it was a violent rap beef. I mean, motherfucker said a couple lines, he responded, and then he chose to tap out. But again, I think that's because he's trying to, he's trying to elevate himself.
I'm J. Cole boy, man, so I ain't even gonna let that.
I like J. Cole too, but if I had to
and he
pick a
dropped
guy-
some fire last week too.
He did. That's what everybody was talking about because he took some shots.
He dropped some fire, man.
His verse wasn't as hot as Kendrick's though.
I don't
Kendrick
know.
fucked him, Drake, and the other boy
I
up.
don't know.
And another thing, him bowing out, right? A lot of people going to say, oh, because he feel as though, Kendrick is the better rapper, so, to avoid himself any embarrassment, he'll bow out. But why can't we look at it as him just showing humility? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just respecting those that came before me, gracefully just saying, not even bowing out, but just showing humility at the end of the day, paying homage where homage is due. You know what I mean? You paved the road. This ain't that deep, and I'm just that big because you're one of the greats. Not only are you one of the greats, I look up to you. So he said that out of his own mouth, basically.
Because he's a
So
rapper.
why can't it just be humility instead of him being?
Because he's a rapper. You supposed to be rapping. What the fuck?
It's different ways to look at it.
I get it
man.
though. He said, he ain't the same man he was 10 years ago, and doing that joint, he hated every step of the way of doing it. So, I mean, I guess that's cool if you try and be, cool or whatever, but this is fucking rap, man. Where's the beef at? Where's the bars at? That's what we was looking for. Real hip-hop fans was looking for that.
Now we got Philly in the uproar, man. Everybody coming at Meek this week, man. It been crazy, man. Like,
I think
the music industry is something, man. Like, sometimes you're in a position, I think, no matter what you do, it ain't gonna be good enough, man. So, it's like he in a tough position, being one of the only real successful rappers out the city right now.
Well, we live in this social media world, and social media, motherfuckers say something about you on social media. People take that shit and run. They want to believe the bullshit. I personally don't think Meek got it down like that with the man. There's a lot of cats that hung out with Diddy, a lot of successful rappers that hung out with Diddy, and been around them for years, like Jada, Fab.
Hey, don't be throwing
They've been
Did they
around
go
them.
to the parties, though?
I mean, everybody in the industry went to a Diddy party. You heard what?
No, I'm talking
what's
about the
boy
dark
say?
doors, man. Whatever the
Yeah.
hallway is, man.
Now that we don't know, but everybody been to a Diddy party. Shit, Denzel even said he leave before the devil come. So, you know, like what Cat Williams tell him, you got to tell him no. That's the thing, man. You know,
man, you can't
I think Diddy, if he was playing with, I'm pretty sure he was playing with boys because that's what he into. That's rumors been around for years. It ain't nothing new. But I think if it was happening with dudes that liked playing with other boys. Like motherfuckers that liked playing tummy sticks played tummy sticks. The ones that didn't got the fuck out of there.
At the end of the day, the spotlight is on Diddy right now, but I look at it like this. How many other people got skeletons in their closet? The light just not on you. You know, people sit back and point the finger and try to keep the spotlight on one person because if the camera go around and it hits you, you understand what I'm saying? What they going to dig up? Like, is your character official? Do you have integrity? Do you have character? Will you stand when they go digging in your closet?
Listen, the camera's
A lot of
definitely
people like
around.
to keep that going. Oh, Diddy did this, Diddy did that. Like they said, we've been through that. It ain't been a big deal. Now we gotta look deeper. Like, why now? You know, it's hitting the
Well,
fan.
they better not
Why
let
now?
them tapes come out.
Well, listen, they say year 2024 is the year of truth. All right, so we're gonna get a lot of truth happening around this motherfucker. We're gonna find out things that we should have been found out. I think shit with Biggie and Tupac is gonna come out.
You're going to get a lot of verbal truth because we've been through the truth. We're going to get people now, verbally saying it because all it is what we've been thinking, and now y'all going to put the black and white to what, you know what I mean?
I think he's gonna go down.
The crowd already
Who
pulled
going
together.
down?
I think Diddy's gonna go down.
He's going down this
You
time.
know, I think Cassie just got subpoenaed to go to court. So I think this man is about to go down. Supposedly Kim Porter had a whole book that she was going to come out, a tell-all book. And, you know, I'll be sure is now talking about, we're finally going to get his story. And he said he didn't go into that little coma by himself. So I think we're going to find out a lot of things, man. I'll be sure been on this shit. Since Diddy been in trouble, I'll be sure been talking bad shit. He want his son back.
But why you gotta wait till this man get locked up to come out?
Diddy's a very powerful man, man. Sean sat in jail and did a whole bid for the man. So, you know, at stories that Sean told, Diddy, you know, he might be a homo thug, but nevertheless, he's a thug. He likes to play tummy sticks and all that, but he got paper. And when you got paper, everybody know you can make shit happen.
Man, that's sad.
Some rumors about Tupac. He got Tupac set up. I mean, what's the old head that got locked? Keefy D got locked up. Now he's saying that Diddy paid him to do it.
Oh, we're gonna find out now.
Find out. You're truth, man.
They get them boys to come do it.
But fuck that. I think we need to start talking about them Nickelodeon motherfuckers too, man. We keep talking about Diddy and our people and shit. What about them creeps over at Nickelodeon, man?
I heard some kind of special dropped. I ain't get to see it, man.
It was a good. I watched it. It was a good special. There was a lot of shit that you like. Oh shit.
Once again, something they've been talking about.
You know, they ain't touched the little black kids. They ain't want the black kids. You know, but they did was getting like the boy Drake from Drake and Josh. He got. You know, I feel bad for him being a kid star, being abused in that way is crazy. Yeah, and it's definitely the parents' fault because the dad felt like something was wrong and felt like the boy that was around was a creep. But he kind of let it go. I know me, I'm not letting shit go. First of all, if I think you're a creep, you can't come around my fucking kid. Keep that creep away from my son.
But a lot of that's Hollywood, man.
You know, and then there's one black lady said that she, you know, when she finally did speak on some things, her son got fired and her son was mad at her and they fucked up their relationship. So I guess it's an iffy thing for parents back then to you know, if they was going to take him out and how it would look to the kid not understanding. But when that happens, you put your kid in harm's way.
You're a child. It's my job to advocate for you and protect you. So whether you understand or not, or whether you can say you agree with my decision, it doesn't matter when it comes to your safety and what's better for you. You're a child. You don't make that call. Now, some parents do what you call soft parenting, and they'll take your opinion into consideration, but also that doesn't mean you get to make the final decision or have a choice in the decision. It just means I'm hearing what you have to say. But when it comes to parenting and children feeling some type of way, you got to separate that right away because it's not about how you feel. It's about what's best for you. You get what I'm saying? If they had really, I blame the parents because at the end of the day, as a parent, you get some sort of discernment about your child that something is wrong. Now it's up to you to, go into investigation mode or ignore the red flags. So I blame the parents.
I think for a lot of them, it was their kid was the breadwinner.
I was just going to say, that money, you took the words off my mouth. That paper,
every child star,
Hollywood, they sacrificed that.
Yeah, they was bringing in the bread, and they, unfortunately, they got the bad end of the stick.
All them little kids, they was bringing the R. Kelly, talking about they was going to be singers, man. It get crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy when your mom and dad pimping you out. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't record one song with R. Kelly, man. That's crazy, bro.
That ain't funny, though.
He ain't even no, seriously, no. Nobody recorded a song, man. So you gotta watch what you sacrifice with your kids, man. On a serious note, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Money ain't everything. You know what I mean?
You just gotta care about your kids, You just gotta care about your kids. Right. They ain't even watch what you take. If my kids say, "Mom, I want to stay over there at my girlfriend's house," and I know that you don't know the history of their house or the family, and I know that it's a possibility that something can happen to you because such and such there, such you might not know because you're a child. You get what I'm saying? It's all about just being a parent, so you can't go. I'm not gonna explain that. Cut the line. Them parents want their money, and that's what they sacrifice their kids for. A check. Yeah. That's it. That's all.
I know you couldn't go over nobody's house in my house unless my mom talked to the parents and shit, find out who it was. My sister couldn't go over nobody's house if they dad had a big brother or the dad was around without, having a conversation and all that. So it's definitely different.
Man, you gotta be even more careful.
Yeah, I couldn't go to nobody.
This day and age, ain't nobody go over nobody's house.
Right.
We camping on the lawn. It's dangerous, man.
Take the baby camera with you.
You don't know who visiting the house or not, man. It get crazy, man.
There's always a creepy older brother or a creepy relative or some shit like that. So you definitely got to be careful with your children if you're trying to pursue them in child stardom. Just make sure that you're paying attention, that you're always with them. But on the Nickelodeon side too, right? I was listening to the documentary, and they were saying that the parents weren't allowed to be in a room for a lot of different things,
That's
a lot of different reasons.
That's another red flag.
They're working right now. You can't be in here.
That's another red flag. They underage. Anywhere else in America, when you underage, you need what?
A parent.
A guardian.
A guardian.
So that's another red flag. Whoa. Now they do that at the dentist office. They don't want you in the office with your children. They tell you to stay out there because whatever procedure, they don't want you to or interfere. But at the end of the day, you still need a parent to bring you to the appointment. You need a parent. So anywhere my child go and they say, well, you can't stay, or you got to stay outside, you got to really break down to me why, or at least still have access where I can view my child at all times,
Right. I think it's kind of because of the thing like the sports, right? When parents are around, parents be drawing.
Yeah,
the kids in sports, parents get into a fight with the coach or,
There's a reason
fuck up another parent and shit. So you got to be careful with that. And I think that's why a lot of times they don't like the parents in there because the kid can't be free to really express themselves and do things like that. I mean, they were close by. They just weren't in the room.
No, that's
weird. The kid Drake was getting dropped off to this man's house.
That's weird.
The man convinced
Hold on, that's not the real Drake. This is another Drake.
No. The little kid he not a kid now, grown ass man, but from the cartoon, the Nickelodeon show, Drake and Josh.
But that's weird. You got a whole studio where y'all do production. Why is he going to your personal home?
I'm not dropping my kid off at your house.
That's weird.
You fucking creep.
That's crazy, man.
But
then watch it.
Some parents in that situation, some of them kids got emancipated too. Somebody got in their head and they got emancipated.
You gotta be a certain age, right?
You.
No, you don't have to be a certain age. You gotta have a good reason. Well, actually, the judge make the decision. You go before a judge and they ask you, well, why you want to be emancipated? What's going on there? You need to become an adult and take over your own life. And then they pretty much tell the story and the judge say yay and nay. So in that case, shame on the judge.
There's a lot of pervert judges out here, politicians and everything, so it happens.
What happened to old school parenting? You ain't going down to no court. I wish you would walk out there. I'd snatch you by the back and go where? What? You understand?
That's
but
old
now,
school black parenting.
now, it's called, you get cases behind there, but even still.
You whip your kid ass too much.
But that's because you ain't instilled enough
fear. They go
fear.
to school, you
ain't instilled enough fear. I wish my kid would.
See what mommy did to me?
I'm one of them kids, I'm one of the moms that you hit your kid and get a little booty. You better go to school and say you ran into the wall or something like that. You better not have them people knock on my door because you ain't did what you supposed to do.
Jimmy, why you got that bruise? Mommy told me not to tell.
Yep, and you better not. We fell off the swing, and that's the story. That's it. That's all.
You slipped on a banana peel, son. That's what you tell them.
Yeah.
All right?
No, that's
You ran into a pole.
You know you're getting the story before you go to school, man.
Don't tell nobody what happens in my house. What happens in my house stays in my house, goddammit. You know, I already had our parents say that shit to us before.
Yeah.
Don't tell our business in the house shit. But, you know, shout out to the victims, man. That was a crazy thing.
We gotta
No, not like that, though. I ain't laughing at them.
we gotta go on to the main topic, man, for sure. The main topic we talking about today is we talking about blended families. We talking about how do you exist in the same house with blended families and make it work.
Yes, because it's definitely can be a hard thing to do. A lot of people want you to treat their kids like your own, but don't really want you to treat your kids like their own. Mm-hmm. It's cool when you're buying shit and doing shit and the fun shit. But when it comes to the discipline, people get a little tight about it. So let's talk about it.
Man, it get deep, man. Listen,
look, I asked that kids.
You gotta treat all the kids the same, and you know.
Well, actually, you don't. You deal with each child on their level.
Individual basis.
It's one child that might be more mature in this situation or can handle this task, and the other child, you know, is not quite yet built to, you know, complete it all the way through. So you deal with kids according to their personality and on their level. You meet them where they at, and it is difficult making a blended home work. But like I said, it comes with a lot of understanding and patience. You got to first understand that child coming from a whole different background, a whole different upbringing, whole different rules of do's and don'ts. You know, you got to make it clear that, you know, that's fine. I can't run your household, but when you come here, this is the set of rules that we run by. But not only that, you still have to respect where they come from and understand it and let them know, like, oh, I understand, but over here we do it different. But the main thing is the leadership. The two parents cannot let the children come between them or the outside come between them. That means the baby father or the baby mother outside of them dictate what goes on. You get what I'm saying? Y'all have to stand together and on one forefront, one understanding, meaning y'all have to be on one accord. And once you're on one accord as a head, then the children will fall in line. But it's not easy merging, you know? That take time, but eventually.
So can y'all discipline each other, kids?
I feel as though you can, especially if you're married. If you're married, you become one. When I became married, I let my husband know, and I gave him the full right to discipline my children, because if you can provide for them and you can take them back and forth to school and show up at parent meetings and show up at games, then why would you not be able to discipline them? You're doing everything else, so why would I take that part away? And at the end of the day, it's a man's job to discipline the children, whether it's yours or mine. Once you become one, a blended family, and I'm not talking about playing house. I'm talking about when you actually become one and line up and say, this is what we're going to do, and this is what our future look like, then you wouldn't have a problem relinquishing it. And actually, it's a blessing, because now you ain't got to do it. Now you got a meal that's going to be like, hey, cut it out. You get what I'm saying? You somewhere chilling, whereas though normally you have to be like, hey, separate, y'all do this. Mel ain't got to do all of that. As soon as we walk into the room, they already know we on some shit. You go to your corner, I go to my corner. Sometimes they don't even have to open their voice. It's just the presence.
So I like the way you think, man. I really do, because that made a lot of sense. Because when you marry someone, you know, we're under the impression that you're not going to do anything different to my children than you do to your own, right? But the problem is, and I'm only speaking from a man's point of view, a lot of women want you to treat their kids like your own, but don't. It's like when you're doing for the kid and you're doing all the fun shit and you're being fun, they're okay with it. But God forbid you go to discipline. Sometimes for some women it's a problem, or they get offended if you have an opinion about something. Now, like, telling people how to parent their kids is a very touchy situation, because people do get offended, men and women get offended, and you have to kind of be careful on how you say certain things.
So I'm the type of person, I take accountability. You get what I'm saying? So when someone says something to me and it's true and it sparks an emotion, most times I sit back and self-evaluate. Why is this making me like so irritated? Because it pressed the button. And 9 times out of 10, when somebody says something to you and it irritates you, you get what I'm saying? It press a button. So you have to realize that if you say something to me about my kid, First of all, it's something that I haven't even realized because I've been raising him, and sometimes moms become blinded to characteristics of their children because they hide it. You know, they one way in front of mine. We've been kids before, and then they another way in front of their kids. So sometimes, your spouse can see that. You know, like my husband used to say to me, like, he running game on you. He know that after a while you're gonna get tired and just let him do what he want to do. And then I started peeping the pattern, like, damn, he is doing that. But sometimes you have to be willing to receive that. So once he put me on, I didn't say, well, he ain't running the game on me. How you know? I didn't argue with him. I took it in observation. I watched it, and it was exactly what he was doing. But the funny thing about it is, like, damn, I'm the mom. Why didn't I catch that? I didn't peep that little pattern.
I mean, that's okay. It's the fact that you were able to hear this information and reevaluate things instead of getting defensive.
Don't get me wrong.
And that's the important part.
I'm human. I got defensive. I just didn't verbally say it. I didn't be like, well, in my head, to be reality, I said to myself, well, I don't know,
that's
but
cool.
I didn't
verbalize
it. You understand?
Start an argument. We got a good question on Q. He want to know, how do you discipline the kids? Is it verbal or can it be physical?
So what I was saying before, prior when we had a similar conversation, is that discipline does not mean physical. It doesn't have to be physical. So, you know, discipline can be just simply me putting you on punishment or me taking something away from you. It doesn't have to be physical.
So my opinion of discipline is correction. I'm not just disciplining you to tell you what's wrong. I'm disciplining you to bring correction because I need you to make the right decision next time. So what I would do as far as discipline, show you where you went wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Give you the correction, but it can be combined with physical. And when I mean physical, it don't have to be whoopings. It could be yard work. Oh, you did that, go outside and clean the yard. That's physical. You get what I'm saying? When my son gets too mouthy, oh, what you say? Now go clean your room. And you could clean the bathroom. What? You still talking? Now you could clean the basement, and you better not go to sleep before it's done. So now that's discipline and it's physical. And while he's doing it, the whole time I'm telling him, this is because you're disrespectful. This is not how you talk to me. Anything you ask me for, I bend over backwards. I work hard to provide for you. And this is not how you going to respond to me. Do you understand? The whole time while he's cleaning, I'm correcting. So it's discipline, it's physical, and it's verbal.
Right. And I never thought about it in that sense. Like, when you hear the word physical, you think beatings.
Yeah.
Like, most people, you think beatings. Because that's where my head went to beatings. But, you know, getting them to do chores around the house and stuff like that, that is also physical. And it definitely irritate them. So,
as men, we got to take our time, though. Ease into that, too. Ease into that. Like, she's a young sister saying she married, so that's a different equation. But just meeting a woman, ease into them kids' lives, man. Definitely, if you ain't the dad, you have to be a positive influence. You have to be an example. You can't be bullshitting and trying to make this kid do everything. You don't even have a job. Y'all arguing about who taking out the trash.
Both y'all taking out the trash.
I feel like before you ease into it, it's the mother's job to fully investigate who she's dating. Meaning it should be a year even you dealing with this guy before he even see your children. It should be a separation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and that's real rap. Like, I remember one time I was dealing with somebody before I got married, and he was like, don't worry, because my car was messed up. He was like, I'll take your kids to school. I was like, my kids don't know you. I don't even want you to be, you know, I tell you what, though, because they had to get to school. I said, I'll sit in the back. It will just act like you're a hack. Back when they had hacks before living. Right. Or act like you're a hack, and then you could take them to school. But the whole time I was talking to him as if I was a passenger. Like, oh, to the left, right, turn to the... But he knew what school they went to. You understand what I'm saying? Right. They don't know. My kids was accustomed to catching, you know, cabs and stuff, so they just thought it was a normal ride. But smart, I feel like women should be very careful when they introduce men to their children, and they should have a period where they investigate who they are and get into depth, because people...
That's for real.
Fake for at least 6 months. You can see who they really are. It come out. You can't pretend.
Yeah, you can't pretend, but for so long.
It comes out, man.
I used to tell the mother of my children, like, listen, I trust you to make the right decisions, right? But please make sure you know who this nigga is before you have him around my kid. Because if anything happens, I'm holding you just as much as responsible for it. And I won't kill both of you. I'm just letting you know that. And they understood that. And they understood where I was coming from. And I had a conversation with one cat. You know what I mean? I just, you know, as a man, I felt like we needed to have this conversation. If you're going to be around my kids, let's have this conversation now. The problem was he was already around them. But my kids would come tell me about him. And my kids actually liked him. So that was comforting to know that they or like him and they were comfortable with this guy or whatever. So
You
had
want
a
to
conversation, just letting them know, like, listen, my kids like you. I think that's awesome. I ain't got nothing to do with you and their mom relationship, but when they're just dealing with my kids, just know, I don't want to have to. I don't want to have the conversation to tell you what would happen if, God forbid, anything. And then he understood it as a man because he had kids too, and he also wasn't with the mother of his children.
I agree with that.
Two real men, if they can have a real conversation, it can be a good thing. Now we can all co-parent.
You know what's crazy though? I hate to keep saying the women, but we do play a role in it because I feel like it's our job to introduce. If this is who you say you're going to be with, this is somebody you feel as though you're going to take serious, I think it's a woman's job to properly introduce her children's fathers, whoever she's dealing with, and vice versa.
Yeah, respect me enough.
What I'm saying? Because I need to know who my kids is around.
A lot of times that don't happen.
It don't, because why? Let's we off topic, but I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. But
Won't be walking around with his boxes over the Captain Crunch.
I feel like when it's like that, it's still like emotions involved. I feel like when it can't just be a mutual partnership and raising the child outside of being together, it's still emotions involved in some form. And that's just my opinion. Though.
Yeah, you're right. There's definitely some sort of emotion, rather it's them still wanting that person or just really angry with them. I liked when they had, boyfriends and things like that. That means you was off my back a little bit. You weren't giving me unnecessary, anger and aggression because you were happy. And I noticed when they wasn't happy.
I don't have an emotion. I don't have an emotion behind it because once we done, whatever you do don't make me nothing. You get what I'm saying? So be great, like high in traffic. So I don't have that. Like I feel like once we part ways, that's just what it is. Like it's a done deal.
So y'all didn't have no baby mom, baby father drama.
We did, but I ain't gonna get into that. We did.
I think everybody. It's safe to say everybody do.
We did.
Have some sort of.
They go through
drama.
a little shock probably when you're in a new relationship. You take that first picture. Hold up.
But you know what it is? But you got to be mature enough to know. You know how I am. You know me. So you got to be mature enough to know that it's about the child. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not personal. Your anger is not towards me. It's towards the person that I'm dealing with, which you was dealing with prior to and made this child. So y'all got some unresolved issues. I'm going to let you leave it like that. And at the end of the day, I also make it clear that's between y'all. You understand? Don't get me involved. But me being a real woman, I'm going to get your children because I can't allow you to be a father to my children and then have this broken relationship with your baby mom, and then your kids is not a part. And that's another thing about making a blended relationship work, because you have to mend the broken pieces for y'all to move forward, because whatever is now his way or whatever his issue now becomes your issue. So that's one thing I did stand on. I was like, damn, you're going to have my kids. We got to go get your kids. Whatever problems that y'all have, we got to resolve and set up some type of schedule wherever it's though. And I kind of pushed that, and, and that's how that worked. Even the men relationships, I didn't even know what was broken. You get what I'm saying? That's real. That's real, though.
So Uptown Simmons says baby dads be drawing. That is true, right?
They do.
That's true. But I don't think it's just baby dads. It's just all around sometimes. And I think a lot of the problem is people pillow talk. You talk bad about... You talk bad about your baby mom and your baby fathers, right? A lot of people do, right? And then the partner develops this sort of thing with that other person, with your baby dad or your baby mom, and they kind of don't like them now. And now it's that tension because you done talk all this bad shit.
It's kind of like what Megan Thee Stallion said, a hit dog gonna holler. You understand? So you can talk all you want about me. If the proof ain't in the pudding, it don't make me no difference. You just talking. You understand what I'm saying? Because what I do and how I live my life is evident every day. And integrity speaks for itself when it's not in the room. Somebody gonna say she not like that because I know her and this is how she is. You get what I'm saying? So what you say don't make me nothing. Now, if you got a problem, like, yeah, you out there telling my business because it's true. Like, what you mad for? What you mad for? Like,
so
you
the
understand?
thing is, right? Say you're a baby father, you in a new relationship, your baby father got his girlfriend, and he talking shit about you to her, right? That's how motherfuckers do, men and women, right? And then his partner now has some sort of beef with you because he got that built up.
But that's okay. That's
built up animosity.
But that's what you call ignorance. And when you got somebody that's ignorant, you now bring light to them. So whatever animosity you feel you have with me, let's sit down and discuss it. So what did he tell you so I can pull out the receipts and let you know this ain't that? And not only that, you angry, but don't be angry at me because at the end of the day, I know who you got. You get what I'm saying? And give it 5 more months, you're going to know who you got. And then you're going, and let's not wait till you get there. there. Then you're going to know what I'm saying. Because I've been in relationships. Listen to me. I've been in relationships where you feel like you didn't court you a little catch. She salty, you know, like, oh, she mad. She ain't mad. She looking at you like, damn. I feel real bad for her. Like
she gonna get it too.
She about to get it, and you gonna know. You gonna know. Like give her a couple months. This nigga gonna be driving her car. He gonna be, and she looking at you not because she mad.
That's a crumb.
But she looking at you like, damn. Like I really feel bad for her. You get what I'm saying? People don't look at it like that, and they really feel like they got one up, but you really don't. You really don't.
Dang,
you really don't. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said.
Hey, Dang, let me ask you something. Have you ever had a situation where your baby mom and told the nigga all types of crazy shit about you, and now this nigga gritting on you when you come to pick up your youngest? So you ever had a situation?
Man, I done been through everything on that side, man.
Talk about
I
it,
done talked to fellas. Man, I done talked to a man in prison about my kids, man. Don't let me get to talking, man. I done had some strange shit. My stuff's so crazy, I don't want to traumatize nobody, but listen, it can get deep. Like most men couldn't go through a lot of stuff I went through just because I wanted to be close to my kids. You know, I ain't want to give up. And that's what happened with some men. They be like, so much BS, I'm done.
And that's crazy.
They so tired of the baby mother, and they tired of dealing with her shit, and they give up and quit. And unfortunately, the kid suffers in all of that.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Because the two can't be adults. My
thing is, like, you know, I was raised in a 2-parent home. My mom and dad just celebrated 41 years, 42 years of marriage. April the 2nd just passing, right?
Congratulations.
So me being raised with a father, like, there's nothing more important. I'm the way that I am. I have my swag because of my father. You understand what I'm saying? I have my intelligence and my wit because of my father. So it's nothing more important to me than a father and child relationship. So whether you do or don't, this is my child. She still got to eat.
It makes
whether you do or don't. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not giving nobody a pass, but I feel like sometimes when women focus on the solution, we already in the situation, and take accountability. You picked them, you laid with them. You knew you ain't had nothing when you laid with them. And now that you had this baby, you feel like he's supposed to be 360 Superman. You got to take accountability for your actions.
It makes sense why you talk the way you talk, because I found it when a lot of people have been grown up in the same household with both their parents, they tend to think more clear than people who haven't. And it makes a sense on why you're so clear and see things the way you see it.
It's experience too. Trust me.
You grew up with both parents and you had your own experience, but that foundation of growing up with both parents and seeing what it looks like. Yeah,
I had something to draw back to. Like, honestly, like you said, I had something to draw to. I had a mirror of what, you know, a healthy relationship look like. Now they struggled and highs and lows, but they never gave up. They always stuck in there. So I do have a mirror of that. But most importantly, I'm a daddy's girl. You get what I'm saying? So like, I'm not one of the parents like, oh, you can't see your child because you didn't do this, that, and the third, because they never missed a beat. You understand what I'm saying? My job is a provider as well as your job. Wherever you drop the ball, I'm going to pick it up. Like I said, I'm not giving you no pass. But at the end of the day, whether you do or don't, I still have to. And what a child is not going to remember is the check that you cut for the daycare. They're not going to remember the sneakers and the outfits that you bought. What they're going to remember is the time that you took them out to the playground, the time that you came over and just rode around the block with them and bought Mr. Softy. These are memories that you build with your children that's more valuable than money. Right. And that's all I'm saying. A lot of people say that, you know, you soft on them. I'm not. Men still are providers, and if they don't know their role, then that's on them. But what I'm saying is, if you stop saying, oh, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't that, you can focus on giving your child even more, and it make you go even harder where you lack, versus just being out there. It don't solve nothing.
Right. I want to ask a question. You know, one of the viewers says not true. What do you mean by that, Uptown Teach? What do you mean by not true? I'm not sure where that came in at, what part of the conversation. But while we waiting to hear back from that, I think you're right. I think you're right.
And like I said, like, you know, me saying that, it doesn't take away from, you know, just sorry ass baby fathers. Like, I'm not going to take away from that, because you got some women that's just tired, you know, and want them to contribute. But at the end of the day, like I said, at some point, you can't cry over spilled milk.
Y'all got to come together and make it all about the kids. That's what we miss.
And if he don't want to come together, you got to keep it moving and better that child, or find a better example. You ain't got to stop here. You can now not make the same mistake and find a better role model for your child. The world is not over. It's just like I said, the heart is still involved. I don't care what nobody say. I feel as though if you haven't been with your baby father, y'all still arguing, a child damn near 17, something ain't right with that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Something ain't right with that. Like, if I had my child and we separated and the baby was 4 when we separated and the baby now going on junior prime, what the fuck we still arguing for?
Somebody still
At some point, we ain't come to no type of solution. And even still, if we couldn't come to a solution, I'm not dealing with this shit. I separate and just do it on my own just to protect my peace. Period.
No,
Like,
they say
you know,
some fathers, right? The better stepfathers than actual fathers, right? And I think that statement is a strong one because, you know, in some situations it probably is definitely true. But do you know why that it seems like they're not as good as fathers are, that they are stepfathers? You know, some
But that's
don't let
easy
you
to
see your
say.
kid. Yeah, that is.
Shit, that kid in the house with you every day.
But how about
Right.
this?
And
That's
that's what I was
automatically
getting
he
at.
getting
How about
all
this?
of
I
you.
could talk about this from so many different perspectives. I got one child whose father is just a paycheck that pays very good money for his child. I didn't put him on child support. He put himself on child support because he didn't want, you know, no interaction. We got to the point we separated. It was no interaction. So he went down and put himself on child support. You get what I'm saying? So and all he do is cut a check. Like, he check on his son. He a good dad. Like, he's an excellent dad. But, you know, he worked, the things that he do don't cause him to be at every game, but he definitely financially take care of his child. So, you know, you got different child. You got fathers that's absent, where you got mothers who got fathers that's paying money, but's not physically there. And that's still not good enough. And they getting treated as if they are one of the baby fathers that don't do shit just because they can't show up. And not because they just, you know,
Shit, he probably
kicking
working
their feet
hard.
up
I was
'cause
about
they
to say,
working
that's
hard.
like Dame
You get what
said
I'm
before.
saying?
Dame
So-
said that many times that, you know, sometimes if you want to be taken care of a certain way, a motherfucker got to work.
And same thing with the women. You gotta get to a point where it's like you stop accepting shit. Like, you my dad taught me this, and this some real shit, and this free game. A man only gonna do to you what you allow him to do. The first time he do something to you, you put your foot down and say, I'm not gonna accept that. Next time he come, he's not gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? Period. Especially if he really wanna be involved with you. He just not gonna do it. So a lot of things we allow. You know, I never been a victim or played the victim. A lot of things that I got involved with, I made conscious decisions to do what I did. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to play the victim.
That's
Like,
heavy.
oh my
Say
God.
that shit again.
That's heavy.
Real rap. Real rap. Like, you know, I was dealing with one guy.
You're a lucky
and
man, yo.
Listen, I was dealing with one guy. He was sitting on my steps. My dad came home. He was like, get rid of him. He a bum.
Damn.
One look is like, get rid of him.
Man,
He a
come
bum.
on, Pops. You can't look at a mother one time.
Listen,
they be
I
talking.
still-
He had on his
Yeah,
work
fuck.
clothes,
Listen,
Pops.
I mean, relax,
Still
Dad.
dealt with him and I should have listened. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I
He
can't
was right
turn
in that
around.
instant, maybe, but that ain't always.
Boy just got off
can't
work,
turn around
man.
and play
Stop
victim.
playing.
Bro, he might have had a bad day or something.
And then another thing, like we can't keep playing build. You know, they say build a bear, build a nigga. Like, I can't keep fixing broke. I'm at a point now where it's like you got to come with your shit correct, because I'm gonna come with my shit correct, and I'm not gonna shortchange you.
There's a lot of women that take a lot of shit because they are used to building niggas. They only go after the niggas that they got to build.
But
blame them, and it's like you keep. Like, what Cat Williams say? You keep talking about niggas ain't shit. All the niggas you deal with ain't shit. It ain't every nigga that ain't shit.
But
The
that's
nigga
vice
you deal with.
versa. All
vice
sexes
versa.
do that.
somebody roll up there. That's probably because you with somebody that wants you.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed to be done. I know that's right. But yeah, real rap though. I'm just saying. No, I don't feel like that's what they used to choose. And I feel like some women find a good man and know that he's a good man and just down on his luck. That's called investing. There's nothing wrong with that. When you find somebody that's just been knocked down by life and just needs somebody to support him, pour into him financially, mentally, spiritually, to build him back up, because you know the type of character this man has.
That's the
And if he
upgrade,
get
though,
back
nigga.
if he get back on his feet, you know what I mean. You're gonna get that back 10 times fold. Some people just have a hard break.
That's the upgrade
So,
building nigga.
and it's
Nigga,
another thing to just be with a bum. Like, you understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. It's a difference between a building nigga and then the upgrade.
Yeah, you work all day
nigga just fell down
and get
you
off
build
of
him
work.
back
You
up.
know, you tired and he like stop by the liquor store and pick you up, a fifth of Henny.
Yeah.
Like what type of time?
It's two different types of
Potential
building
mean a
niggas.
lot, though. You gotta see
do.
potential in people,
You
man.
gotta
who
have
you
goal
dealing
and
with.
vision. man.
Everybody not where they want to be when
Right.
you meet them. You know what I mean?
Sometimes people still growing, man. It's motherfuckers that
Somebody said
50
leave him
still
if
growing.
we have to build them. Because Build-A-Bear costs too much money. They charge you for every piece, and that's how you should feel every time you invest.
But hold it. We got some Build-A-Bear men out here too
We
now.
do,
So
we do, and literally.
you know what I mean? Let's stop the BS.
And literally,
They ain't
though,
talking about when you
got to
build a chick. That's what we
Literally,
talking
but
about.
what are y'all talking about with the men? Because y'all build them physically.
No, we talking about the men who help build women who don't have everything they have when they meet them, or it go vice versa. Anybody can be down on their luck.
It's not just men that's bums. There's a bunch of bum ass women out here too.
We make it sound like men just always down on their luck.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Cause I don't come from. Listen, I don't come from a home where there's a bunch of black men that's down on their luck. But the black men in my family is very successful. You understand what I'm saying? Which is so crazy, right? Because women like us always make bad picks. You get what I'm saying? We got the example. We got the men in our family. And it be so bad to the point where we don't even bring them around the family because we know that my family would be like, not having it. They not having it. So we date behind closed doors too. Like, all right, well, I'm going to deal with you. But you can't come to no family functions. Like,
Elaborate more. You talking about on the build a chick?
I'm just saying in general. Like, you know.
Nah, I was talking about the question. She said elaborate more. And
on build a chick?
Is that on build a chick or build a nigga? Which one?
We building. So I can elaborate. When I say build a nigga, I mean when he come to you, he then ran into some financial trouble on the street. You got to clear that up. He got tickets and shit. You can't drive your car because his license is suspended. You need him to get him ready. You got to clear that up.
Too many of you niggas like that.
Like I said, same thing with issues with like reconciling relationships before you just so you can move on. That's the issue. There's a lot of stuff that we take on that we just like counted lightly because black women, we persevere in anything. Like whatever we want, we strong headed, we gonna get it any means necessary. Even if it ain't for us, just because we want it, we gonna get it. You know what I mean? Gotta sit in there and say this is a bad pick and come out of it. But that's what I mean by build a man. Like he can't help you. When he come in your life and can't add on to what you got going on and you turn around now, everything that you're doing is contributing to his goals, his dreams, his efforts. It's like, damn, you know.
Well, hopefully he's figuring it out real fast.
Yeah, I'm not talking about pouring into. Pouring into is finding a good man who's down on their luck. Building a nigga is a bum who, you just got to put too many pieces together for him to perform. And normally they're the ones that run off. They're the ones that once you get them in the line, like, I did this, we're supposed to come back and pour into me. Those are the ones that feel like, they good enough for the next chick. Like, that's how you do me, but it is what it is.
So somebody wanted to know about the builder chick. I think that was Uptown
That's on y'all.
Right? The builder chick.
That's on y'all.
There's a lot of bum chicks. Just like there's bum men out here that don't got shit, don't do shit, don't participate, no nothing. There's a lot of bum chicks out here. That just
What's your definition of a bum chick?
I'm a chick without a job. A chick that's always begging for shit.
She ain't come back from COVID.
No, that's different. We not talking about
the people.
About
the history of unemployment.
Listen, we're not talking about the people that's having fallen on hard times, men and women. We're not talking about the hard time people that fall on hard times. Because everybody falls on hard times from time to time. We talking about the ones that absolutely don't want to do a goddamn thing, but sit home and get taken care of.
Just got lazy nature.
Yes, lazy nature. Don't want to do shit. You know what I mean? Sit at home all day, talk shit, gossip, them types. Just like the niggas who
just
want to
bullshit.
So, but my thing is, if you got to,
they just BS.
Same thing with accountability. If you got to build her, you know that's what she about getting into it. Why be behind it?
Well, a lot of men don't build a chick. I mean, it's a few that do, but a lot of guys don't build a chick. Rather not. It's the guys that will go in.
Well, you gotta have your stuff in order before you start building, man.
Some vision.
I mean, for
dreams,
real.
Goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. You gotta have that type of thing, and I think that goes for everybody. If you fall on hard times, people fall on hard times. Sometimes you fall down. Sometimes you need somebody to be there and encourage you and coach you and to help you get back up. We're not talking about them people. We're talking about the ones that don't absolutely want to do shit. Nothing.
You welcome. Anytime.
Well, they like you. We definitely got to
That's good. That's good. Because one thing about me, I live in reality. Like, I don't play sides. I'm black and white. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Even if I don't agree with it, I still got to say what's right, wrong, wrong. I'll tell you what I do in a situation. I'll be like, but that was wrong. I should have done this. I tell you right from wrong. And, people need to hear that without it being so much anger. You can't have these conversations sometimes without it, in a room full of black folks, it get loud, people start screaming, then they start cursing, next thing you know, furniture flying, and it get intense. Especially when a hit dog going holler when you in that room and they calling your character and it's like then you coming back now you trying to slander. That's one thing I don't like though. I don't like the men that know what the women are saying. They not saying it out of spite. They saying it because they tired and now they want to come back with a whole gimmick and slander her. Don't make up no shit on her because what she's saying is true, and especially when she carried you or she carried y'all collectively. Like, don't do that. You know, some guys will be like, oh, well, she did this and she did this. Just making up shit because you can't stand on the fact that you're not a provider or a leader.
And the
That's
thing
not
is,
cool.
we both know the
Men
truth.
do that all
You
the
can
time.
lie
That's
all
not
you
cool.
want, but
I
The
fought.
proof is in the pudding.
Hold up, I
True.
fought some women for that. You shouldn't have carried him that far if you didn't see no good outcome.
Yeah.
You let that man sleep on that couch for 2-3 years and you upset on the third year.
nigga ain't pay a bill or nothing, and you let him. Then yes, you are part of the problem.
He
You're
telling
an
you-
enabler.
Yeah.
He telling you what kind of cookies to get from the market.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, this motherfucker playing video games. He don't do nothing. You cooking, cleaning. You shouldn't have to cook and wash dishes.
He know how to play. He know how to play PlayStation better than your son.
Right.
One more time, you welcome y'all. I got y'all. I think that's what y'all need. Y'all need somebody to sit here and talk to them when they talk about females. That's all.
What?
That's all. Cause you know,
We don't have nothing
show.
against females. You know,
At
we
all,
give women
man.
they flowers, man. We don't have nothing
Y'all
against.
Love
Y'all do.
y'all. Love y'all to death.
But we ain't one-sided today. We in here sharing
No,
perspectives.
we sharing perspectives, and that's how it should be.
And it's
an
okay.
open conversation.
And it's okay for men to have good
She said
opinions
finally.
There
too.
you
What do
go,
you mean
another
finally,
one,
man?
another one. But yeah, so like you know, but anyway, like I was saying, get back to the point. The blended family is definitely hard. You know what I mean? And another thing is you gotta stand your ground with the children. You gotta let them know that you love them and that they're not gonna be treated any different than your children. And it can't just be a verbal thing. Like you really have to express that to children because you really don't know where they're coming from. You don't know what their relationship was like with their own mother. So if you really generally love your spouse and you generally love their child, it's like they came
Package
from you.
deal.
You know, so now you start putting together like care plans for them. Like, oh, this person is dealing with rage and anger. She's not getting enough attention. So then I have to separate her from the group outside of my children and talk to her and let her know like this is a safe place when you come over here. So as long as you continue to like express that to the children, you know what I mean, and let them know that they can come talk to you and there's no bias, there's no one getting treated better, and then you'll know that because when you come home, your kids always come home with the report.
Right.
You know, moms always ask me how was it over there. You know,
You gotta treat them as individuals.
All moms do that.
Yeah, so you'll know, like even regardless of you know how you feel or what's being said, you'll know truly how that child is being treated by the woman or the male because they'll come home with a good report.
Right, and that's how my daughter did. She came on and she told me she liked it, and that's how I knew she liked it. But that's what made it easier for me to
and you appreciate
be okay
it.
with it because it was like, yo, bro, I'm glad my daughter like you. I'm
You
really
appreciate
glad,
it.
but just just mind your manners.
But you know what's
and watch
crazy?
certain shit.
It's when you get that bad report.
You know what I mean?
No,
That
but
makes you
see-
want to hurt somebody.
He smacked you in the back of your head, son. What the?
But see, before it even get to
Now,
you,
was your son a little
the
shit?
other spouse need to
Yeah,
check
you know.
that though. But
No,
but that's real rap. Like the good report is definitely important.
But you
because-
have to, when you have multiple children, you have to take them out individually too, because they're individuals, and you have to see what they like, and you know, just build that rapport with them before you can come barking orders at that. You know, y'all have to do things as a family, and you and your spouse have to be on one accord.
Yeah, another
You know,
thing is
one band, one sound.
when you do take them out though, it don't have to be expensive. It could be real quick. You could call one of them, yo. Z, come outside real quick. Jump in the car. We out. I need you to go to the store with me.
let's
And
go to
that
Home
one-on-one
Depot.
time, just driving to the store, you might stop and get some fast food, chop it up, ask how they did. That one-on-one, you might not have did nothing major, but you separate them from the group and you let them know that they was important.
Man,
So-
kids
That's
remember
important
all
to do with
that.
Kids. They
Yeah, they do.
Definitely
Kids
do.
remember
They
that,
do.
man.
And
All them
if
special
it's
times.
authentic, you don't have to work that hard at it. You just don't. You just don't. I feel like if it's authentic,
Yo,
you know what I
they
mean?
wilding out, man.
Well, no, yeah, I agree with you. If
You
it's
don't have to
authentic.
put on if it's authentic. You understand what I'm
No,
saying?
Right. That's the truth.
You know, and that's how it should be. But it definitely should be a conversation. Family meetings are good too.
Yeah.
You know that family
Yeah.
meetings,
Family
with all-
dinners.
Of course, that's always.
You
Of
know
course,
what I
no.
mean? Family
Keep your
dinners.
cell phone off the table, kids. We're sitting here as a family, and we're gonna.
That
meet.
used to be the family meeting. 4 or
Yeah.
5 o'clock, we around the dinner table.
You know.
I used to be mad. at the dinner table. Like, how was your day? Why? Like, as a teenager, irritated, want to get back to your friends. All my friends outside, we sitting around the table like we the Huxtables. Like, what's going on?
It's even worse
like,
now.
It's not cool.
Because they want to be on their phone and shit.
Yeah.
You know how many times I tell my daughter when we go out for our little daddy-daughter dates to put your phone away, baby. Not put your phone away. We vibing right now.
Yeah.
But they love the phones and
They
shit.
grow up on them phones and laptops and YouTube.
It's all right.
We gotta respect it, Definitely put that time in. But the blended family things, that's good. Being young, that's not easy. You know what I mean? Blending families together and kids. So how the kids making out? How all the kids get along?
That's the process right there. That's what caused a lot of commotion. Bringing kids together they have to get to know each other first. You have to definitely not just bring them in. You have to definitely with that take them out to activities, interacting activities, and it has to be a consistent thing. It can't be a one-time thing once a month. It has to be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do every weekend. We're gonna find something to do, and then you bringing them together. Then once you do that, you can blame your home. You know
what I find it when it's a group of kids, or say like she has 2-3 kids, you have a kid or 2 kids, they clicky. They're stick
and that's
with
what I mean.
Person. So you, like you said, you have to take them out and do family activities.
But let me tell you how you break that down. What I tell you, it's all about the leadership. You break that down. When my children see me not treating these children any different, when they say, hey, mommy don't treat her no different and she not playing it, I can't get over on her and think mommy gonna take sides when I'm strict with that. Right. When this child see that if my child do something to her, I'm gonna react to him just like I would react to her. When you get to that point, you understand what I'm saying? It's easy. Then they'll start blending, but you have to be consistent with it, and you have to not be lenient towards your own children. You have to stand on right and wrong. You did this, you're gonna be disciplined. It don't matter if this child come from another home, because I need y'all to see that we're one. And once you treat them as one, the children will start blending. But if you got a standpoint on, if it's like, put my daughter's stuff up in here and put no.
So the idea is to not treat them like stepchildren.
That's my baby.
But let me tell you, but it can't just be words. So when I started getting my husband's children, it wasn't they was visitors. I bought an extra bed. I got an extra dresser. This is where you put your stuff. To let you know that you're not just moving in and visiting. Like you have a space over here too. Like you have an option. When shit get tight over there, you frustrated, you going back and forth with your mind. That this is an option that you're welcome. Like if your father's here, we're here all together. You're welcome here. It's not like, oh, can I come over? I always told my children, like, you don't have to ask. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? My home is open. Just as like if you want to walk in your mother's house, you can come walk in my house. If you get into something with your mom and y'all not iron out, or even with the mom, if you frustrated and you tired and you just need a break and y'all not communicating, you can reach out to me and just send them over. You get what I'm saying? Because my house function under structure, so I don't have to be over them for them to fall in line and know what it is that need to be done. You get what I'm saying? My children are usher them into how the structure of the house is, because they know, and I'm gonna hold them accountable whether they get it right or not, outside or not. Eventually, I'll give you a time to understand how we do things over here. But if they come over here and they doing things out of pocket, y'all get in trouble because y'all know how we function over here. And it's your job to usher them into getting accustomed.
So basically, just not treating them as stepchildren.
Yeah,
treating them as your children.
But I'm like that with all kids.
Equally.
I'm like that with all kids, though. With all kids.
Yeah. I hope your husband's watching this. He's a lucky man. You're a lucky man. You got a good one, because there's not too many people that think like that and that'll treat your kids exactly the way. And you notice a lot of times. Like I got know people and seen people who treat kids a little different, and you like, why you?
I buy for them all the same.
That ain't good,
That ain't good at all. That's red flags.
And kids know that.
But that's the parents' job to peep that. Like, I'm not playing that. Like, you're not going to treat my child any other type of way, and I don't treat your child like that. You got to call that out. You got to call that out, though. So.
Right. So.
But I really feel like it could work, but y'all got to be on the it's and it's not easy. I'm talking like it's not easy. It didn't start off like that. We bumped heads, but we had to come together and have a meeting amongst the leaders and say how we going to do this, because this can't be. It can't be arguing. It can't be fighting. We got to find a way to integrate everybody and make this work. And it's a working process, and both parties have to be committed to getting the kids in line, because the kids don't call no shots. Whether you want to be in the room or not, whether y'all want to hang out or not, I don't care what y'all do. Y'all gonna go do something together.
I'm gonna follow the rules of this house.
Yeah, point blank period, because y'all don't dictate to me. Y'all
no questions asked.
Ladies and gentlemen, family meetings, and like she said, having the conversation amongst adults and having the meeting of the minds. and to just be able to
Well, I had
coexist.
family meetings every time I get too loud in the house. They start talking about, hey,
Come on
what the hell going on down there? That's a family meeting too.
Oh,
Depends on how
shit.
you label it. You know,
Well, I'm about to draw.
Everybody gather up. You know,
That's how it's
the
supposed
bell
to be.
has rung. The meeting is about
Get
to
the
begin.
kids together.
Yeah.
Go over the rule book again.
Yeah.
Right,
That's how
man.
it's supposed to be.
This was definitely a good ass conversation, man. We really enjoyed you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Our viewers seem to really like you, so
Best friend.
good thing, man.
And we also we want to be able to bring and talk about positive black families. You know, a lot of times we hear a lot of negative stuff in our community. We rarely hear about success stories. So
Right.
we on Filoosh Talk, baby. You
Yeah,
know?
man. Episode 26.
Episode 26, man. We had a good show.
Hit 'em with the joint.
Yeah, we out,
We in
baby.
the
This was a
building,
good show,
man.
man. We tapping next week.
Young boy, I don't know your name, but I feel your pain. I probably was feeling the same.